where we last left off, your group was um, dealing with the representatives of the Queen that were carrying out the edict as laid out by Oswald Beaumont. In a um, After a pretty tenuous fight, or during, Samugi placed the crown of the black sky upon his head, and you all watched as he turned back into the form of King Chedong. So we are actually still in initiative. Um, and we're just going to continue from where we left off. Varric, how many death saves are you at?
I'm at 0 right now.
But you're unconscious.
Correct. Someone got me
Okay.
up, and then I'm back to unconscious. And I used my demon tusk charm to stay at one point and then got killed again. So I'm now
Actually, just unconscious.
correct.
Okay. So,
Is anyone else unconscious?
Not anymore, no.
I don't think so, yeah.
But we both were. I think at one point, technically, we were all unconscious except for Smoogie.
It's a bit.
yeah. So,
Oh, and I have like magic hit points that are gonna attack me from Pierce if something happens.
That's right.
I don't remember how many there were.
You got 23 points of damage coming at you. Probably
Cool.
very soon.
Yep.
That happens if you lose concentration, Cass.
Yeah.
And now let me just be sure I understand the rules. If I take damage while I'm unconscious, that's 2 death saves, or just 1 death save fail.
Just one. 2 death
Cool.
saves is only if someone is standing above you and gets like a critical hit on you.
Or I roll a natty.
Or you roll a natty.
A bad natty.
A baddie.
A naughty.
A naughty.
There we go.
That's what it's called now. I think we were at top of initiative.
No, we were at Samugi's turn.
Oh.
Yeah, he just put the crown on.
Okay.
That was last
So
session.
with that is going to bring us to
Well, all he could do was put on the crown?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's going to bring us to this combatant here. Sundar, are you down or prone?
I'm restrained by clockwork, that little thing.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Perfect. Although Samugi just kind of popped and is looking scary. So this one is going to stand. And then Samugi is going to respond by smacking.
I love that.
I'm looking at this jam too.
So as and these ones have not really been hurt all that much. And that's going to be a stunning strike. Okay. So this one, this soldier here just stands up and raises her weapon to attack. And you watch as Samugi just turns his head ever so slightly And as she swings the glaive down, it almost cleaves off like a portion of the ice and stone on the mountain that's almost like coming out of the Mortal Promise. And Samugi has somehow ended up like tucked in back behind the blade and like flush with the mountain. And you just watch as like he just fires out his hand with like an open palm and just throat punch and stuns her.
Throw punch.
I love that.
I wonder what that would feel like.
17 points of damage is what it feels like. And then you see there's this kind of like warbling like sensation around her as she's just choking. That is going to bring us to Heller. He is going to continue to go for Cass.
I also wish you wouldn't.
I also wish you wouldn't.
Seems like a 3-to-1.
He is going to attempt. He's going to attempt a command spell again. And in your mind, you just hear his words, surrender. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Not good.
Oh no.
I fail.
Okay. So with that, you watch as he holds out some iron bands, and you just instinctively drop to your knees and prepare to be arrested.
Does he maintain concentration?
On my turn.
He on your turn, yeah.
I mean, he didn't take damage.
No.
Can't he
You
concentrate
yeah
and surrender
yeah
at the same time?
you do not lose concentration.
I was just wondering. I don't know what the rules
Who
are.
is left here? With that, you watch as the Dragon Rider just grunts something in Draconic. The dragon is going to come over here, and it is going to grab Sandara, just pick her up with a claw. And while holding her, turn towards Samugi. And it's going to make a breath weapon attack on Samugi.
I thought it was gonna throw Sandara at Smokey.
That would have been better. Okay.
Would have been
So
unexpected.
okay. So you watch as the dragon just fires out this blast of acid breath. It's actually gonna melt away some of the stone here.
Whoa.
Oh dang. Wait, does their own guy get hit too?
He was aiming it just like off kilter, so it only hit Samugi.
Smart dragon.
I get it. I'd do the same.
We'll say this soldier had almost like dive behind cover, and their like cape is completely like just
Acided.
ruined. Yeah. However, as the smoke and steam clears from just like the ice and snow and like pure rock just getting completely like sublimed, you see Samugi standing there completely untouched.
So when Samugi was Samugi, he looked pretty beat up. Does this version of him look okay? comparatively?
It's hard to tell because give me a perception check.
That's fair. It's hard to tell. I'm in the claws of a dragon right now. Oh, that's a waste of a natural 20. 27.
Yeah, I got it out of the way. So you just happen to be at the perfect angle to see this, and you have this moment where almost like time slows down, and you actually lock eyes with Samugi. You could tell, like, you can just see like a little bit of Samugi's face because there's all this like magical black armor that apparated around him once he put the crown on, so you can't see most of him. He's like pretty much covered up. You could see that his face is still bruised, but it's also just kind of like pale and how do I put it? His skin's like kind of pale and mottled. And he's got like these deep sunken like red eyes. And as he looks at you, as you lock eyes, you can tell he does not recognize you at all.
Okay.
Okay. So with that, that is the dragon's turn. That is going to bring us to the top of the round. Sandara, is there anything you are doing in this position?
New adventure, sweet bottom I am. Okay. I'm going to start by trying to Misty Step out of this mess that I am in.
So you can try to Misty Step. You'll have to do it subtly because you're restrained. Unless is Misty Step? Are there somatic components?
Verbal only.
Okay. Where do you want to Misty Step?
I would like to be equidistant from Cass and Varric if possible. So maybe at the top of this ridge. Oh wait, can I move myself? Like, can I go here? Is this?
Yeah. That's perfect. That makes it easier for me.
Sweet. All right. And Misty Step is not a spell slot for me. And so can I still do an actual spell? That's how we ruled it, right?
Hell yeah. Abusing new rules.
Is that a new rule?
No, that's what this table agreed upon.
Yeah, we did agree
That if it doesn't
upon
use the spell slot,
Did
then
we?
we can cast 2 spells.
Oh, because I think the ruling is you can only
cast one spell slot, like one leveled spell.
Oh, because
Technically, you're using like a feature thing. You're not
Yeah.
expending a spell slot.
Spell slot.
We're getting into the details of this.
Get into the details. Get to it. Yeah.
We can
let's
agree upon it.
We can re-agree upon it.
I
promise I'm not trying to do that much effery. Just a little bit effery.
I gotta find the actual. Okay, hold on. Sorry, this is important.
I'm waiting. No worries.
Damn it. Can someone help me find the actual like rule?
I'm looking. Yeah, I'm looking.
So there's like an at-will thing you can do?
Okay.
Yeah, it's. I assume it's.
Someone on Reddit says. I don't know. Have the actual text. It says, on a turn, you can expend only one spell slot to cast a spell.
Yeah, that's the wording I found.
It says spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find
Okay.
the actual PHP. Wait, hold
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think Eddie surely has it on D&D Beyond, which means we have it.
I don't know how to.
How does that work?
Because he shares all of his stuff.
Yeah. I don't even know how to. Oh, here we go. Yeah, sources, player's handbook. Spells, spell description, casting spells. Yeah, it wasn't in here. It wasn't in the casting spells, or maybe it is, and I just. That's like a pretty big rule.
On the page.
I mean, I see everyone quoting the same type of text,
Yeah,
but I
okay,
want to
so
know where the text. Like, I can't find.
I will
actual
believe
text.
you. I will believe because that's the wording of it. Yes. Unless you find something different. So we're gonna move on here. If someone finds it, feel free to send me the actual thing in the PHP. But yes, you can do that. So bonus action Misty Step, you can absolutely cast a. If you haven't burned a spell slot, you can still burn a spell slot.
Sweet. Okay, I will burn an aid at 5th level, and I will use my charm to upcast it.
Okay. 5th level aid.
Yeah. So that will hit, and I'm going to try and hit Varric and and Cass and myself. Sorry, Samugi, you're getting crazy over there. So that'll
Okay.
be 25, 30, 35 hit points.
You know you're in trouble when your Clockwork Sorcerer is like
yeah.
your primary healer.
It's bad.
35 hit points?
Yes. Your
Oh,
hit point
dude.
maximum and current hit points increase.
Someone's about to get fucked up.
Now hold on, Varric, were your hit points already increased?
What does that mean?
Was your
Increased
hit point
what?
max already increased?
Not shown here, it wasn't. I had
Okay.
temporary hit points before.
Okay.
I don't think that's the same thing.
Okay. So you guys gained that healing. Is there anything else you want to do, Sindara?
Am I... So, did I Misty Step out of the restraints, or I'm still in the... Oop, didn't mean to
No,
do that.
you're still restrained.
Cool. That sucks.
But I don't think your movement speed is 0.
I thought restrained your movement speed was, but you could still spell.
So So I don't know what the wording for this condition would be, but you are restrained, but you still have half your movement speed.
Okay. Well, I'll stand up then.
Standing up is going to be tough. But you can try. This is going to be an athletics check.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just roll. I don't know. I'll just stay where I am.
I'll say you can roll, and I'll say move like I'll give you a third of your movement speed by rolling. You can try to stand for half of your movement speed. It's an athletics check to do so.
If I successfully stand, is there any advantage to me? Like, does it even matter? Like, right now, I just feel like
I'll say if you stand, the advantage is you get your full movement speed back.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like you're basically in handcuffs.
Yeah, but right now I'm like I'm also like at a disadvantage for attacks. Like if somebody attacks me, right?
No matter what, yeah. Regardless, you're going to be at disadvantage or advantage on getting attacked.
Okay, whether I stand
So basically,
up or lay down.
like the way these work is like your arms are like this on top of each other, except behind your back.
Okay.
So I will say I will lower the DC of the athletics check because I just realized you could, if you wanted to be upright, you could miss the step to try to land upright.
Yeah, sure. I'll try and stand up.
You know what? I feel like I'm being cruel. I'll let you do it for free because what you could do, I'll say, is misty step into a standing position.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, so I just misty step out of Dragon's Teeth, cast some healing, and awkwardly clumber around.
There's this whole back area too.
I know. I just don't. I don't want to get too far away and then not be able to help.
Yeah, you want line of sight? Okay. So you're staying there?
Yeah.
Okay. That brings us to Varric.
All right.
35 points. Use them wisely.
Yeah, no, I
need
do
to
see an issue.
Drink a potion.
Oh, oh shit.
Do you have a potion on you?
It
says you have a 4d4 plus 4
Yep.
on the sheet.
Yep.
I trust the sheet.
I trust the sheet.
Trust the sheet. In the sheet we trust.
4d4? Does that take an action to do that?
Bonus action for yourself.
Can I stand up?
Yep. Are you an athlete?
I'd like to do that.
I don't think you are.
I mean, he's a pretty athletic guy.
You don't have the athlete feet.
I don't think
So it's half your movement.
Okay, yeah, I don't care about that. Let's do this 44
Okay.
plus 4. 4. 7. 8. 12. 16 total points. I'll take it.
Okay.
Alright, boys, we're back in business. I do have to get over there without getting hit with 20 points of angel magic.
You don't have to do anything.
The first time.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like anyway I go, I have to get into the range of it. What is it?
Jump along the edge.
Yeah, can I go up and over?
How much movement do you have?
Well, 15 feet.
So to make it to any combatant here, you'd have to beeline it, basically almost through the Guardian of Faith.
What does it take to not get hit? Is it a dex save?
Yes.
The dex save to take half damage, right?
Yes. So it's 10 damage guaranteed.
Us gambling with our hit points.
Yeah. What's that dude with the weird hammer thing? The black dude? Between me and the dragon?
I think that's the war cleric that summoned the angel.
Oh, yeah, that's the war cleric.
If he goes down, does the angel disappear?
No, it's
With
not
your
concentrated.
understanding of magic, probably.
Yes. Got it. Beeline to that guy.
Okay, dex save.
15.
You take
Sorry,
20 points of radiant.
Sorry, 16.
You take 20 points of radiant damage.
God damn it. What was the save?
17.
Alright, get me over there. I already took the damage.
Hold on, I'll do this the perfect way.
Awesome.
What a goof.
Now, I'm gonna fucking smack this guy 3 times.
Okay.
24.
Hits.
23.
Hits.
24.
Hits. These are regular hits.
These are regular hits. I'm making sure this shit happens. Still a D10 though, baby. Give me big numbers. Oh, 8. 16 points. 14.
Okay.
15.
Okay. That hurt pretty bad. They haven't taken a ton of damage, but you got them. You got them to. They're bloodied.
They're about to take more damage. I already used my action surge, so unfortunately.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
Okay. That brings us to Cass. On your turn.
I go prone or surrender, and I end my turn.
Okay. That is going to bring us to Moogie Man. He is going to use an action to do a Steel Wind Strike. And he is going to hit everybody.
Smoogie?
Yep.
Fuck.
Sindara, this is on you. 18 to hit. I have advantage. Hold on. Okay, 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Okay. You're not going to shield that, huh?
I can't. I already cast a leveled spell.
On your turn.
Doesn't that count for the whole round?
No. It's per turn.
So
Otherwise,
wait,
counterspell.
I thought we did say counterspell. You couldn't counterspell after you cast a spell.
On your turn. Once it's not your turn, which it's not, then it opens up.
Oh, I've
So in
been
theory,
playing.
if you had like an infinite number of reactions, you could cast as many leveled spells as you want,
What?
or burn as many spell slots as you want.
Okay, cool, sweet. Well, man, I've been flip-flopping back and forth on this.
Now, I will say, shield, I'm sure has somatic components.
Oh, probably. It does, but I'm not gonna shield, so.
Okay, perfect. Excellent choice. Okay, against the soldier, we'll go clockwise. That'll hit. Dragon hits.
Yay.
Keller hits. Cass, you are not at disadvantage. That's a 26 against you.
Okay.
Soldier, that's a 28. Varric, natural 20.
Ah!
Varric, no, my boy.
I mean, I can't do anything against that.
No, but that's like... It's not
Are
gonna
you
kill
serious?
you, but you're back down.
Yeah, it's gonna put me down for sure.
That's whack.
Okay, so that's 41 damage to anyone who got hit. And Varric, that's 82 damage against you.
Are you... Son of a bitch, man.
Sorry. Varric, you're taking a little more because of the Titan Butcher charm.
Forgot I was a big... Well, I'm already down.
So that's another 12 damage.
So that's a total of 62 damage after I went down.
Okay. What's your total max hit points?
147.
Close.
Right. But we still have an abeyance to resolve.
What's in it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hold on. I'm sorry. My HP got reset somehow. So now there's a bunch of numbers that I'm trying to
Okay.
figure out.
Because this puts you within lethal.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm just gonna make a judgment. Say I had 90 HP. How much damage was this? 40 something?
41. So the Constitution save for this would be 20.
I mean, I have advantage. I need. That's like 10%. Come on.
Hold on. Don't tell me what you roll. Varric, you went how far below 0?
62 points.
And your total is what again?
147.
So
he's fine. He only gets like negative 80.
I thought it was half below your hit point max and you die.
That's what I thought it was too.
It's your full. Like if you go full negative. You do take 23 points of damage though.
If it equals or exceeds your hit point maximum. I thought
Equals
it was half
or
too.
exceeds.
Where did I get that?
That might have been the way we've been doing it. All right. I will say I think half is cooler. Here's what I would like to do. Because so Varric lives, but I'm gonna say from here on out, a distant gong strikes, and errata. If anyone takes a hit that's half of their max HP in one hit, that is going to be a death.
Okay.
So instead of full, if a hit takes you to negative half your HP, it's death?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If a series of hits in one turn.
It has to be one hit.
One hit. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not that bad. Well.
And then if you go, I'm going to say, yeah. I mean, don't. We'll in next campaign. I've got a whole other rule set I want to introduce, but I feel like it's.
Are you planning the next campaign, Alex?
No.
He's trying to kill us this time.
Stop.
Okay. Varric, you're down. Everyone else takes 41 points of damage. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Everyone?
Okay. Now.
Everyone.
Good.
15.
19.
10. I have +8 Constitution.
Well, you're unconscious, Varric, so it doesn't matter.
You said everyone.
Sundara, yeah. Sundara, you are stunned.
What?
Funnily enough,
I'm already restrained.
every single one of the soldiers, the dragon, and the Death Knight also got stunned. So that is going to bring us to. That's going to end Samugi's turn. He actually is going to then. That's not going to end his turn. He's going to flurry of blows the dragon while it's stunned. That is many hits.
Hey, you fucking dog.
All right. You watch as every time he hits this dragon. Um, Also, Samugi's being like a lot more brutal than his usual like elegant fighting style. It's a lot more like throat punching, going for like specific like pressure points and things like that. Um, Almost like he's like fighting dirty. Um, and he is going to spend 3 key points to set up lethal vibrations within this dragon. And that's going to bring us to soldiers' turns. This one can still move half its speed, get within 10 feet of you. Advantage, disadvantage cancel out. So it's going to take 1 strike at you.
Can I restore balance to make it so that whatever cancels out in my favor? I don't know.
Let me look up your ability on Google and see.
I can tell you my ability. I can, when any creature I can see is going to roll advantage or disadvantage, I can use my reaction to prevent the roll.
Right. Yep. Well, to prevent the roll from being affected by advantage and disadvantage. Here's
So
the
they
thing.
have advantage on me because I'm restrained.
And disadvantage because they're stunned.
So
as written, you would cancel out both.
boo.
However, I think that's dumb, so it'll work the way you think it does.
Yay. All right, what is it? What are the rolls?
Oh, I'm attacking, sorry. 16.
That's not hit.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I do have disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Okay, 16.
He says so sadly.
I immediately like forgot my own ruling. Okay. That's obviously,
well
really
spent. I forgot. Okay.
really sad for me. Okay. This one here is going to hit Samugi, right? Yeah. You gotta. Actually, yeah. Or I'll cast like a spell. I'll just swing twice. That's gonna miss, and okay, that is going to hit. Okay, so you watch as this one here just takes a hammer, comes down with it, just trying to crush this armored gnome in front of her. Smoogie just steps up out of the way, and there's just this explosion of wood and splinters that pops up. And then they just reach forward and kick Samugi back, and Smoogie slides back a little bit, and then just looks up, super pissed. That's gonna bring us to this one here. Seeing all this go down, feeling that he is stunned, he's gonna still attempt to restrain you, Cass, in the iron bands.
This guy does not like me.
Well, you're casting spells. That is going to be a 20 to hit. At disadvantage.
Fuck. Yeah, I don't have shield. That hits.
Okay. You are going to be restrained. And you are, for the purposes of this right now, you are prone. That is going to bring us to Dragon. Do we get a breath weapon back? Nope. It is going to make some attacks at Samugi. Actually, first off, it is going to, before its turn, it's going to use 2 legendary actions to wing attack and hit everyone here. So everyone here needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Varric, you fail a death save.
Okay.
DC is 19.
Oh, I have disadvantage, right?
Yes.
11.
You take 13 damage and you are knocked prone.
13.
13 damage and you're prone. And make a save against abeyance, please.
I already failed.
Your concentration check. The concentration check?
Yeah, I failed it when I took like 20 or 20. I had to make like 20.
Oh, that's right. I guess it doesn't matter because it. Okay. All right. The Dragon Rider. Oh, actually failed it. Failed as well. Okay. He is just going to get in the air. That brings us to his turn. He's going to land again. It's really Samugi that is problematic here. Yeah. He's going to land and just unleash a full set of attacks on Samugi. Okay, 1 hits and 1 is a natural 1. On the natural 1, Samugi's going to get... Oh, you know what? He's stunned. I'm just going to start over. So only gets 1 attack. That is going to hit. This will be a bite attack. So that's going to be 21 damage to Samugi. Okay. With that, Samugi is going to use 3 legendary actions.
Wait. Samugi has legendary actions?
Oh, God.
To summon an Oni.
Craziness.
Okay. That is going to bring us to Sundara.
Okay, so how does stun work? I've never paid attention. Doesn't happen. I can only do an action? I can't
You
move?
can move. You're at half your speed, which now is a quarter of your speed, which means you don't have the movement speed to get up. And you can choose one. You can use an action or a bonus action, and if you attempt to cast the spell, there's a chance you just lose the spell completely, or it goes off at the beginning of your next turn. I will say,
It's way more
if
fun
you-
when this happens to the enemy.
I will say, with if it's a spell with only verbal components, or if you use a subtle spell, it will bypass that.
Okay.
You're so limited by the action economy, but the timing restrictions of the like speed restrictions of the spell, if you bypass the somatic components, you'll be fine. Which you can't even use somatic components anyways.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do something that I don't know is gonna help us at all. I'm gonna be real honest, guys. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
I'm going to cast a what?
I can tank it.
You can't. A subtle twin banishment.
Wait, you can stack?
Yes, when I have innate sorcery active, I can do 2 metamagics on one spell.
She's done this before.
Level 14.
Okay.
And I'm going to target Cass and
Wait,
Varric.
We're level
Yeah, I knew it.
14.
Sorry, 13.
God damn.
I was about to.
You got it.
All right. Are you guys? What are you guys doing? Are you guys
I'm
saving
unconscious.
or you're unconscious? Cass.
He has felt me cast banishment on him before, I will say. In Odd Luke's apartment. And it'll be going to this. I'm sending him right back to Mechanus.
Do you? We've ruled banishment that you can choose where you send them to.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Um,
I mean, you can pick your
all
own
right.
place. I just want you and Varric to go together.
Yeah, well,
Well,
I
yeah.
don't get to pick it.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I need you to make a contested Arcana check, Sundara.
Okay. 30.
Actually, there's just gonna be a DC.
Fuck.
whoa.
I got a natural 20 and I have a plus 10.
Sorceress Supreme over there.
Yeah. Right, Doctor Strange.
So, rolling against the Traveler, who has a plus 20, I rolled a
Jesus.
natural 1.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
So,
waste those natural ones, buddy.
so he will allow it. You
I live
will.
through this.
You almost feel like it's almost like trying to pull two magnets apart. Like there is something that does not want Cass to go where you're sending him, and you're almost like having to pull him away from this negative pressure. And Cass, it almost hurts. Like you're being like pulled in two different directions, and you get ripped into Mechanus.
Wait, why doesn't the Traveler want him to go to Mechanus?
Because he sold his ability to go to other planes to rescue Dunsparrow.
Oh.
But we don't know that.
We don't. Oh, wow. I forgot about Dunsparrow.
I mean, this. To be fair, this is not like a planes traveling spell, but you can like you've just. You almost get the sense that you're tampering with the mechanics of like reality right now, and like what you're doing is, yes,
Oh shit.
Yeah, you.
like you're pushing on something that like if you can feel that there is like a give to it, and if you like maybe it might be dangerous to pull the thread on that sweater. So
A little late now. We're going.
But
you did it,
try.
but
She's
you
trying.
did it, but like in the back of your mind, you're like that felt not right. Like I didn't like the way that popped.
All right.
So, anyways, so Cass and Varric, you land prone. Cass, you are now on your side, restrained, looking at Varric's like broken body as he basically is like very weakly breathing right now. It's like to the point where you're like, oh, someone needs to like turn him on his side or something because he doesn't look. He's dying. That that works while being stunned. Okay. Anything else, Sandara? You have movement.
Like 5 feet. I roll a
Yeah.
little bit further away from that lady with the spear. Just like, ugh.
Okay. Well, she will be able to try to hit you.
Oh shit! Never mind. I'll stay there. Just flip her on.
Yeah. Okay. You can't.
No.
That brings us to.
I just whisper, "You bitch."
That brings us to the Oni.
I thought I was after Samugi.
You. Nope.
Okay.
You were after Sandara.
Oh, okay.
Uh.
But now there's an Oni.
Oh, you guys are gone. So yeah. He just has.
Big brain move.
He fails to save against the Guardian Faith, and it deals its last 20.
Sweet.
Thank Jesus.
He is going to.
Congrats.
Actually, you know what? He's gonna float over here.
He's gonna fight the dragon? I would love to see that.
Oh gosh, is he gonna cast darkness?
Yep.
Ah, hate that. Yeah, whatever. Not my
Does
problem.
that affect the dragon?
You don't know.
I'm also not in this dimension. That's why I was asking.
Okay,
Does that
that's its
affect
turn.
us? Does it, is it
Varric.
transdimensional? Yes.
It's your turn.
I know. And I've already got one death save failed.
Don't do this to me.
Bear Chris.
Don't get mad at me. This is 100% random.
It's not with you.
9.
Perfect.
Okay.
Take what we
Okay.
can get.
Okay.
Ooh,
Still
we can work with that.
guys.
And by
One
we,
more
I mean
turn.
cast.
One more
That
turn.
brings us to Cass.
You gave me nearly nothing to work with here, Sandara. But okay.
I mean, you have fancy potions in the bag, and I figure you could roll around and I don't know.
The portable hole is opened up on the deck of the ship right there. That's where all the stuff is. But
Well, stabilizing.
okay. While restrained on the ground, can I try to roll and like push out the cubic gate from my coat pocket?
No.
What's the
Okay.
cubic gate?
I'll tell you what. Give me a. This is gonna be a hell of a sleight of hand check.
I'm doing somersaults and shit. I don't think I've ever rolled a sleight of hand. Entire campaign. Okay. Let's make sure my rolling surface is level. Fucking goddamn.
The DC is a nice even number.
Well, I got a
20.
nice odd 13.
So you are unable to get the cubic gate out of your coat pocket. Like you start struggling and like moving around as you're restrained, and it's just you can tell this is going nowhere.
All right.
I'm not. It's not taking your action or anything like that.
Okay. What is it?
Also, you're stunned, right?
I got a 19 on my save against.
Okay, so you are not stunned.
Lucky boy.
What? I've used this thing, right? It's a Bolaro band. Do I know what it takes to break out of it? What kind of save?
A lot of strength.
Strength. Great. That's
I got that.
I love.
No,
strength.
there's a. Oh, never mind. I couldn't tell.
So I would say this, Cass, you would know this. Like as you're like rushing through options in your head, really, one could attempt to disenchant it. One could attempt to like disrupt the clockwork portions of it. Outside of that, yeah, you'd have to be like an actual genetic freak to break out of this thing.
I
I will say you could also attempt a hell of an acrobatics check to get your arms on the other side of your body, if that would be useful to you.
where are we? What's
So
around?
as you look around, Sadara, do you want to do this or do you want me to?
Are you gonna be nice?
No, I'm gonna just describe the
No,
the
you describe it.
landscape. No, it's. Do you want to?
No, no, no.
Am I being mean?
No, I just wasn't sure if you're gonna be like, you're at the edge of the cog on the part of mechanism
You're
will
in
fall
you're
into
in
the
free
void. You're
fall.
falling into the void.
Okay, so Cass, as you look around, there is just kind of this golden skyscape looking up. I mean, in other circumstances, it'd be beautiful. And what you're on right now is like this smooth, like golden brass, like semi-disc structure, um, that has like these flayed out, like clockwork gear bits coming out, like fanning out beyond the smooth part that you're on, and you are slowly rotating around this central, like these central like pistons and cogs that are just like gently like humming, making much less noise than you would expect for how large they are. And the only like break in that like golden aesthetic is the crimson blood that's leaking out of Varric as he lays in front of you. And you're just slowly like on this lazy Susan rotating around this central piston.
Okay. There's no enemies or anything. It's just us. Nobody else
No,
around.
it's
Okay.
in the distance you see like something just kind of like flying in the air and you can't even see exactly what it is. It's like you are just in like solitude.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna try to put my hands in front of me. I'll do an acrobatics check. Try to do that.
Okay. Um I will say to attempt to do this is gonna take damage from you, like basically like pulling your shoulders out of their sockets.
Um, no, fuck it. You know, fuck it. Whatever. Cass stands up and
Okay.
begins running, hands behind his back, towards the motion in the distance.
Okay.
I can't. Every single spell I have requires somatic components. There is not a single thing that I can cast
Is
or do.
there
I can't break out of this. I have a negative strength.
I'll tell you what. If you would like to do this, you could attempt to you would have disadvantage. You could attempt to help Varric to give him advantage on a death save.
the medicine? No, that's something you have to have an item for that.
Yeah, we skimp on health kits. Okay.
I have a whole bunch.
Fuck it. I will use my mouth to help him on his medicine check. That's about all I can use, and I will
It,
start screaming. I will start screaming for help, or really just for attention,
okay, okay. Um
because I think I can get us out of here eventually. But
okay. So with that, um give me a performance check.
29.
Okay. The DC I had in mind was a 26. Okay. Okay.
Did I die?
Not yet.
Um And I will say, because I feel bad for you guys, I can remind you of a thing. If I'm not mistaken, I also believe you have inspiration.
From what?
No, like, can't you give inspiration?
Oh. I can't give it to myself.
Right.
Does it work on death saving throws?
It's a save, right?
I guess it is. It's a D20 test.
It's everything.
We're going by that. Is it, okay, so action to all the rest of that shit is free?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. While performing CPR with no hands, Cassius
Headbutts.
is gently whispering to you, Varric. Come on, buddy. We're not gonna die in Mechanus. I don't know. It's too clean here. We're in between headbutts to like your chest. Wait. Hold on now. Hold on. I don't know that I agree with this. I have a D10. All he's got to get is above a 10. You know, whatever. You know what?
What's
Take
wrong
it.
with
Take
that?
it. Take it. I don't know. It feels dirty. Take it.
It
It feels
says
like
on the thing a D20
Look, I'm
test.
not.
That's a
You don't
save.
have to do this,
Yeah,
bud.
you don't have to help your friend. Let him bleed out.
no. I
I
just
was
I
feeling you
think
were frustrated, so I wanted to
think I
point out something you
understand.
can do with the rules.
I think I understand what Pierce is coming at.
it's like you
'Cause, like,
you yeah.
Oh, I can't hear. How am I getting inspired?
I mean,
Any
Vibes.
Yeah.
vibes.
How does an armor give you advantage on death saving throws? It's magic. Take it.
okay, above the table, I'm gonna point out this is exactly the moment in the movie where this kind of shit would 100% happen. This would be like a 5-minute sequence between Cass and Varric while he's bleeding out in Mechanus, and this is like Cass's moment. So, like, you know, I hate cheesy stuff, but I actually am on board with this. So now here's the thing.
Varric,
If
for your life, take it.
also a D10 is not as like
One.
awesome as you might think,
Take whatever
especially
one.
because like
Yeah.
it's James.
Yeah.
I mean, he could roll an 8 and still fail.
Yeah.
Yeah. I rolled a
So
9. Still failed. That's
okay,
the highest we've gotten.
that brings us to Samugi. Sandara, you just hear carnage. You don't see
Wow.
anything.
Cool.
Happy you guys aren't there. That's good. Oh no.
That is going to bring us to Soldier, who's blind. Yep, more carnage.
Cool.
Carnage. Oh, I made the wrong guy disappear. Okay. You every once in a while see just like this black smoke and like wings. The dragon, you hear a squeal of an animal that doesn't sound like a dragon as it flies up, looking. You watch as like one of its limbs is completely like just hanging just by the skin.
Gross. Love it.
And there's like a bone sticking out, and it's just like it's like ruined. It is actually flying off without its rider.
Whoa, get fucking wrecked, dude.
All right, top of the round, Sindara.
Is she still stunned?
Yeah, can I stand up?
Yep, you're not stunned.
Okay.
I'll tell you the easiest way to get on your feet would be to try to like shimmy down this mountain and land.
Yeah, let's do it. Shimmy and land.
I'm still going to ask
Roll
for
for
an
a
acrobatics
shimmy.
check. The DC is not that high. I'm gonna call this a 14.
That's an 11.
Oh fuck! Kept falling.
Okay. So you are gonna take
Ugh.
2 points of damage.
Love that, love that. Do I still have more movement?
Also, as you did that, the soldier who was also prone went to swing on you. As she got a natural 1, missed, falls here, and falls into the darkness.
Darkness imprisoning me.
And takes 8 points of fall damage. You do have more movement.
Go for it.
I shimmy further.
The DC's higher because this is a longer fall.
Yeah, yeah.
So now the DC's 17.
You could do it.
I could hear Varric in the back of my head. That's a 14.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I shouldn't have.
That's fine. No,
included
it's
you.
I feel like such a cruel DM for some reason. Like,
called desperation.
oh,
We all
that's
reek
max
of it.
damage. That's 10 points of fall damage.
Okay.
It's because you love these characters as much as we do.
And then I am moving, if it's a roll, I'm moving to the west towards the fire. Away from the carnage.
Smart.
That's how much room.
Cool.
Are your hands behind your back?
Yeah.
Cuffed or in front of your?
I think they're behind. I don't know. I'm assuming they're behind my back.
Do you want to do anything with action? Bonus action?
I presume that I don't have a sense of what's going on after I banish them. It's just do I vibe it out, or it's just I'm just like, yeah.
This is a dumb question. Is banishment concentration?
Yes.
I think she's been rolling.
Okay.
I didn't roll because I've got +9, so should I still roll?
Just for the hell of it, because you could get 2 natural ones, so just roll and see that you don't get 2 natural ones.
Got it. 27 for the first one, and a.
You don't have to tell me the number. Just roll to see if you get natural.
I didn't get 2 natural ones.
Okay. You don't even have to tell me. I'm just gonna assume you're doing it. But
Got it.
for any of those minuscule checks, I'd ask that you just roll some dice. So you still have action and bonus action. I will say, again, because I feel a little bad, I'm just gonna remind you of things that are possible. I believe you've gotten someone out of this exact same device before.
Me?
Oh shoot! Yeah, I should have done that before I yeeted myself down the mountain. I forgot.
I mean, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to commune with the device and get out of it if I can.
So did I write in the thing what communal clock does it have components? I don't even know. I don't remember.
It has all the components: verbal, somatic, and mechanical. So I will settle.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
Come on, dice, don't be an a-hole. 21.
The DC is 20,
Oof.
just like it was last time. Okay. You are out of the bands.
Jeez, I should have started with that. Okay.
You got your bad rolls out of the way.
That's true.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're back at Varric.
Oh fuck! Already? Shit.
So everything happening in the darkness, no one can see. So that's all just like me playing with myself.
In the dark. Can I bonus action dodge?
Maybe we don't say it like that.
I'll be honest. You can. You also get the sense that nothing is paying attention to you right now, Sindara.
That was the goal. Yeah. Okay.
So I've got a D10 on this shit, right? Pierce?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on. If I get
Sindara,
2,
I'm gonna give you an option.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of out of the fray right now, You can choose between a bonus action dodge and a bonus action hide. I will give you an option to do a bonus action hide, just because you're almost forgotten about here. It's up to you. I don't know that one would be better than the other.
I just looking up what hide is because I can't remember what it is.
I'm sorry.
It's stealth check versus being unseen.
Yeah, sure, I'll hide.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
That's a plus a d4. 26.
What?
26? I have a +9 to stealth. I just never
Jesus
stealth.
Christ. Okay.
And,
All right.
and I've got a feature that lets me add a 1d4.
Okay, sure. All right. Holy shit. All right. All right. That brings us to
Oh.
Varric. Here it is, moment of truth.
Dear Lord Jesus,
I've seen you lose these.
I have done so much church shit. Give me a fucking break. Seven. A 3 and a 4.
Okay. So Varric, are you dead?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably won't make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
As part of Cass's performance check last round that he succeeded, before he did the inspiration,
Mm-hmm.
that was already going to give you a plus D4 to this upcoming roll. Now, again, you'd have to hit a 3 or a 4, so there's a 50-50. So it might not make a difference. I forgot to mention that that was going to be part of this roll. As basically him helping you. I wasn't giving full advantage for that. It was going to be a D4.
Oh, I see.
That's a 2.
Okay.
So 9.
Okay. So Cass, as you are doing everything you can, you watch as Varric just stops breathing and stops moving, and Varric is dead. Which brings us right into your turn.
Cass is on his knees in front of the not moving Varric now. There's nothing I can do. He rests his head against Varric's chest and just waits for the plane shift or dimension door or whatever the hell it was to end.
Okay. Sindara, there is another round of darkness. As the dragon is flying away, you watch as all its bones just kind of like collapse in on themselves, and it dies mid-flight. Just after that happens, you just get this like deep pit in your stomach, like something is very wrong. And once again, there's just the sounds of carnage, clashing of metal, breaking of bones, screams of pain. And it brings back to your turn.
So my understanding of banishment is that if I stop concentrating, they reappear where they were. Is that right?
Where they were.
Okay. So I get up and I am going to run to the west and keep getting away from this area, and I'm going to keep concentrating on banishment.
Are you going to maintain your stealth? Or are you just going to book it?
I think I'm just going to book it. Yeah.
I'll give you a double dash. Give me an athletics check.
13.
Okay, so you can get here. Because that wall of flame is not still technically up, even though narratively this is all still on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Sundar, you just like literally just dive through the flames. And they're just kind of like lapping against your cloak as you just kind of fizzle out. You make it to this cliff's edge here. You've got a big jump ahead of you. You turn back. There's still carnage. You still have that deep pit in your stomach. There is another round of carnage, and you hear things go quiet. You hear the sounds of like some wavered breathing, and then kind of a snapping and ripping sound. And in addition to darkness, there's now silence. You're just going to continue running?
Can I hide in this area and wait for the darkness to fall?
You probably need some kind of cover. I'll say you can make it kind of over here. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With that, as the darkness falls, give me a stealth check.
26 again.
You watch as the darkness falls. Samugi looks at the Oni, and the Oni goes up in black smoke and just begins to go north. And then you watch as Samugi himself looks up and just scans the rest of the cliffside here for any signs of anyone still left. Sees that there's nothing, and then Samugi goes into black smoke and begins moving north.
There was no sign that it was actually Samugi. Did it seem like the same? Like the same creature? Okay.
Samugi put on the crown, and then that was it. So you just see two like spiraling like whirlwinds of just like ink that are just headed to the north.
I will drop concentration on banishment as I head back towards where they were when they were banished.
So you can make your way back. And you see Varric's unmoving body with Cass just kind of still in, like, restrained, just kind of like, I mean, Cass, if you're okay with it, like, what does Sundara see?
Yeah, Cass he's on his knees, his hands are restrained behind his back, and he's just laying over Varric's chest. There wasn't much I could do. I tried to help him. I didn't. Can you get me out of these?
Yeah, Sundar will come up and she's not able to focus on your on your on your restraints, and just sort of hovers her hands over Varric's body, almost like she can't really take in what's happening for a moment, before she looks up at you and we'll try and remove them. We'll meet your eyes and try. I thought I could get you guys out for it was absolute carnage, and I was trying to help.
Yeah. It was the right call, I think. It was a bad fight. Bad fight is all. Right now, though, we need to leave.
Well, everyone is and she kind of looks behind you, and there's just blood and guts. Like, all the people that we've been battling are just torn apart on the deck. Whatever Samugi became really took care of everything. I think, and she breaks down in tears and says, I think we need to get Sarah.
We can fix this. We can fix this before she has to know. I can fix this before she has to know. We
And if we can't,
no. Well, yeah. We tell her first, and then we try to fix it. Cass is gonna walk over to the edge of the ship because we're like on the very top and look down. Is there fighting down below?
So you see your own ship, that is now in pursuit of a bunch of royal vessels to the east, as just kind of like gunning them down. Um, in the distance, you kind of hear like cackling of goblins. And as you look to the north, it does look like the Sea of Swords has actually repelled this wave.
Well, looks like things went all right down there. Can you get us
Zara
down?
takes the edge of her cloak and kind of starts wiping Varric's face up. I don't think. Yeah. We should. Should we clean him up first? Want her to see him like this. What if Natasha sees?
Caspian's pulling out some rags. Cleaning him up. This is a risk they knew. This is a risk we knew.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
I don't know if even Alar is going to be able to bring him back this time. He's died a lot.
Yeah, he really has.
Maybe he's with his son then. Maybe his son's just pulling him.
How far down is it to like the main area that we're trying to get to?
I mean, you can make your way through the Mortal Promise. Like it's like 300 or so feet, but like you can make your way through.
It's not the most respectful, but I think Varric would find humor in it. You just help me put him in the hole. There's no way we can carry him down.
I can use telekinesis on him. I mean, I could also vortex warp him. He loved that.
Probably be best to not parade his dead body.
Yeah. Can I cast invisibility on his body and then vortex warp it?
Yeah. You can do that, and as you go and like, well, I mean, the trick would be finding where he is. I guess you can cancel the invisibility once you get to like the general. So yeah, it's a little clunky, but you can do it.
I'll go get Sarah. If you wanna, I hand him the Palantir. Maybe
Okay.
greet somebody.
Yeah. I'll grab Palantir. Are we down through the Mortal Promise at the bottom?
Yeah, you would have made your way through, and I'm assuming you're going to like a private area.
Yeah.
Okay. So I assume you're trying to be a little discreet. Well, we'll say you know this area well enough. You can easily enough get to where you want to go. So we'll say you've got Vera kind of like laid out on like a table or a bed or something in like one of the rooms that has been like basically like a guest room that you previously stayed in. So yeah, what is next?
I'm kind of walking around trying to find where Sarah is.
Okay. Um, the general morale of the Mortal Promise right now is actually one of triumph. You see that the people that have stayed here are amazed at the fact that they're all still alive and that they've repelled this attack. As you walk through, you watch as this kind of young half-orc individual who is one of the paladins here just Sindara just kind of like grabs you by the shoulders and shakes you a little bit and she says, you did it. It's unbelievable. You killed that dragon. We thank you. And just like pats you on the shoulder and lets you kind of walk through. After making your way through a lot of the kind of similar kind of interactions, you do see Sarah, who looks like she just finished giving like a speech to some of the soldiers in the area or some of the paladins in the area. And there is this general like almost like palpable sensation of hope in the air here. And with that, Sarah looks at you, sees your face, and just like kind of cocks her head and comes over to you and just gives you a huge hug.
As I meet her eyes, while we are kind of in this public space, I try to keep it together. And as she gets closer and closer, I feel like my face gives away a lot.
Yeah. She goes in to hug you, and you see as like she notices it as she's already committed to the hug. So she hugs you and then immediately pulls back, sees your face, and just says, "What's wrong?" And then you just see the look of understanding on her face. And her expression just drops, and you don't see a look of sadness, you just see her face go cold. And she looks around and just says, "Where is he?"
I start walking back.
As she follows you, you see as like multiple individuals are just like walking up to her. And she's kind of like brushing them off. Every once in a while she has to like give an order or something like that. And you see her kind of revert into complete like almost like autopilot. As she kind of takes care of these things on the way. And Cass, are you there waiting for them as they arrive?
I am, yes. Hello? Yes, I am.
Yep. As Sarah walks in and just sees Varric, she just moves over to him, kind of puts her hand on his chest. And is silent for about like a good 5 or so minutes. You watch as she kind of turns around, again, like completely stone-faced. and she in a very, very soft voice, almost like a voice that like you're surprised her voice can go this soft, just says, would you be able to give me a moment alone with him?
Yeah.
She just like, as you walk out, she very gently closes the door behind you. You hear the lock click, and you hear just like a thud, and you hear like a stifled weeping. Like she was trying not to let it out, and you can tell she's still trying not to let it out. So it just sounds almost like shuddering breathing from the other side of the door.
Cass is still holding the Palantir. I didn't. I'll reach out to Alara, I guess. Hey. Oh, you rolled. Is there a roll involved?
No, not for you. Don't worry about that.
Hey, Alara. Eric died again. I don't know if you're busy or available or at the Mortal Promise. Yeah, that's it.
You get a response back after about a minute. And she just says, my brother just took me here. Meet me in the auditorium.
Okay. I think she just came here after a minute of no reply.
You want to go get her, and I'll stay here.
I'll go get her. Cass goes off in.
Okay. As you see, as you walk over to the auditorium, you see this her. She's alongside this dark-skinned, kind of like dreadlock, like neat dreadlock, kind of just like wearing like a casual, like sleeves rolled up shirt, like pants and a belt, like not looking like they're ready for combat or anything like that. Alara's still wearing like what she usually does, like some robes. You see as they just kind of like briefly like grab each other by the forearms and like touch foreheads, and then he kind of like almost like pushes her towards you as he just kind of like makes eye contact with you and just gives you a nod. I think you would have seen Lucian before at the ball, briefly.
Yeah.
You saw him sparring with Conrad Grix, I believe. And he gives you a nod as Alara walks over to you, and you watch as she is flicking some tarot cards, like nervously, as she walks with you, and just says, she's just like all business. As you're walking, she just goes, "How did it happen?"
He just got beat down.
Okay, when?
20 minutes, 10 minutes ago.
Okay, is it 10 or is it 20?
10?
She's just still like nervously flicking the cards, and she just goes, "Did someone tell Sarah?"
She's there, waiting in the room with him.
Did someone tell Natasha?
Not yet.
Perhaps that's for the best. She just
I give Alara a hug real quick. Thank you for being here when we need you.
she's very, as you kind of stop her and hug her, she's like very, very tense. She's like just like completely like wound up, and you gently feel her relax and then completely like yield to the hug, and she hugs you back tightly. She says, "I should have been here. I'm so sorry. We have so much to talk about, and I promise if I knew, I would have been here. I just..." And as she kind of wipes some tears from her face, she just kind of like closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and then opens them again and says, any sort of magical enhancement that you can offer would be greatly appreciated right now. I can put my faith in the Raven Queen, but I would also take any help from any other sources too. So
I'll do what I can.
Something to think about. Okay, and she walks back. And Sundar, you're still outside the room?
Yeah, she's sitting on the floor outside with her back against the door, making sure nobody goes in. And crying.
Okay. So with that, as you see Alara, she just kind of walks over to you and kind of like kneels down and just like gives you a gentle hug.
Thanks for coming.
She just nods, and you see that she just like moves her cloak to one side and pulls out like this very neat box that she has, almost like a jeweler's box. And she says, "Can I?" And as soon as she starts talking, you hear the handle of the door kind of creak, and the door just kind of creaks open. And with that, you see Sarah step out. Her like face is just kind of like irritated with like rubbing and tears, but very stoic looking. She looks at you, Sindara, looks at Cass, and then sees Alara, and then looks back at you two, and just says, "Are you planning to heal him?" And Alara just looks at you two, like allowing you to answer.
I mean, planning to try if that's what you would think he'd want.
She just says, "I don't give a shit what he wants." And looks at Alara and just says, "Do it." And Alara just nods. And Sarah just walks past you guys and stops as she like just steps past Alara. And you watch as she just like holds up her hand to like put it on her shoulder, and as she holds it up, she just like makes this like very tight fist, and you almost hear like her bones like creaking as she does. And she just like gently like taps her on the shoulder with her fist and says, "No one speaks of this to Natasha. Okay?
Of course.
That child has gone through enough. So I think we just let this be. Okay? Thank you." Taps Alara on the shoulder and walks away. She's actually like walks away, kind of goes nearby, and then just like starts pacing.
I'm gonna close and lock the door as we all enter.
Before you go in, you hear some footsteps kind of rushing up behind you, and Sarah approaches you again and just says, "Sandara, I know you and my husband are close. I can't be in there when it happens. Can you just..." I don't, I've seen one of these before, and I told myself that would be the last time, and with him, I can't. Just,
I've got
if
it.
you can, just let him know that I want him back. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
She gives you a very tight hug, and then almost like pushes you away and whips around and like storms off. As she does, you watch as she just like, as she storms off, you watch as she takes her elbow to like one of the stone columns and just like elbows it on the way out and like knocks a chunk out of it. And with that sound of stone breaking just like echoing through these chambers, you turn and just see like a rocket scientist, Alara is just like with precision just like opening up her little kit, and she's got like bowls stacked on top of each other that are now just everywhere alongside this like a table.
Cass will wait until there's a moment where she's not, frantically setting up. Alara, could you bless me, or give me the favor, the blessing of the Raven Queen? I don't know, maybe you just saying the words, it might help.
As you're kind of like stammering on, she just like waves her hand and will cast a guidance on you.
Oh, I didn't mean like a spell. I meant like as a priest, as a churchly endeavor type of thing.
Churchly.
She just kind of like slowly looks at you, and she is going to walk over to you and start speaking in... do you understand all languages?
No.
Okay.
I understand everything written.
Okay. So she's going to speak to you in a language that I don't believe you understand. What languages do you speak?
Sylvan and Infernal.
It sounds similar to infernal. Like you can pick up like a word here or there. Um, uh, the two words you make out are blessing and curse. As she just like goes up to you and like grabs your elbows and like squeezes almost like a little bit too hard, and you feel this like chill come across you. And as part of this, she is casting a spell on you that you are affected by.
Okay.
She then is going to turn around and get back to her duties. You watch as she takes a pouch of like this sparkling dust, and you realize she came in with ground down diamonds. And she is going to drop. Um, yeah. She's going to drop 500 gold pieces worth of diamond dust into a bowl as she's preparing this ritual. With that, she looks at you all and just says, she like drags some tables over to the center of this room as you see her kind of like, as the part of that, like brandishing her like clockwork mechanical prosthetic leg. And as she does, she says, "Can someone help me lay him out on the table?"
We'll use telekinesis to do that.
Okay. She gives you a nod of appreciation. And with that, she says, and are we ready?
Yes.
When I've seen this done before in my order, sometimes people will speak to the deceased. Some clerics of my sisterhood feel that it can help. Others thinks it makes no difference. But the choice is yours, one way or another. I just need to know if you would like to say something as I do the ritual. It's okay if you don't. And she's gonna like reach out and grab each of your hands and just like look you in the eyes and give you a squeeze. Take a deep breath. Release you and turn around, and you hear her incanting, and it doesn't sound gentle or like loving. It sounds like she is like casting a big spell. And it's like a little scary. The room goes dark, and you almost feel like the oxygen is completely sucked out of the room. You all start like breathing a little bit faster. The air gets real thin as she begins casting Raise Dead. So, as the spell is going on, you watch as Varric's body is kind of like every once in a while just like shuddering, as there's almost like these pulses of like some kind of force that are moving like within the body. And it gets to a point where like she yells as like there are this chorus of like witches that are incanting to basically like center him, because his body's basically almost like getting knocked around on the table. So Alara like yells at you guys like, "Hold him."
I will grab a meaty limb, try to hold it down.
Yeah.
Through
Yeah,
the
this is turned into
telekinesis.
this is like a like a rough
An exorcism.
spell. Yeah. Um, with that, there's this kind of like moment of like there's this crescendo where everything is just accelerating. The voices are getting louder. It's almost to a point where like you might feel like you're having a panic attack. It's a lot of stimulation in this room. And there's this moment where the table breaks upwards, and you watch as the table snaps, Varric's body is like almost like propelled in the air, and then everything is suspended and frozen in time. And there's just this like faint white glow that is almost like sourceless. And you watch as Alara turns towards you, and there's almost like this like buffering effect going around in the entire room where she turns and then you see her like snap back and turn again. And every time she speaks, her voice almost like doubles over on itself. As she says, if anyone would like to say anything, I've got him in the room.
Varric, uh, you might just think that you're a fighter and only good for harming, but you're so much more than that to us and to her and to Natasha. They think that you are their world and she wants you back. Please don't leave Sarah alone. Please don't leave us alone.
Sindar, as you say those words, it's almost like it almost feels like speaking underwater, where there's this thickness to the air. And you can almost like even seconds after, you can hear your voice almost like scattering and reverberating and like bouncing off of something unseen around the room. As part of this, give me a persuasion check, please.
14.
Okay. As those words echo around, you just kind of like see Varric just twitch a little bit. Cass. Now, again, you don't have to participate at all. It, based on what Alara said, it probably wouldn't help. But if you would like to participate in this ritual, you can.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at you and kind of gives you that look of like, if you do or don't, it's okay.
He just nods at her. Varric, this wasn't your fight to die in. It's a pretty pathetic, non-eventful death, but if this is the way it is, this is the way it is. And he's like pacing in the back of the room. But maybe this time you need a little bit more convincing. If you do want to stay. And he whispers under his breath and presses a button on the cube in his robe. And says, please, Raven Queen, with the blessing of one of your priests, let me have a few moments with Atlas stone art. And I press the cubic gate, maybe, hoping.
Okay. So you're casting a gate spell.
I'm using the cube to.
But that allows you to cast the gate spell.
Yeah, through the item.
And I believe there were a series of planes that it was attuned to, right?
The Shadowfell was one of them, yeah. It can be a god can prevent the gate from opening within its domain whenever it wants, so it's not like I can force this upon somebody.
Right. So as you pull out the gate, this cube, you watch as the cube, almost like these different triangles on it, just like peel open into like this gray, gloomy backdrop, and like attempt to almost like spit something out as it just like expands and expands and expands. And then you hear this like chorus of voices and this like deep like thud, like something impossibly heavy just landed on something like relatively soft. And these voices start incanting, and it begins to reverse, and it begins to pull itself back into the gate, and then it begins to pull everything back into the gate. It begins to pull you into the gate. It begins to pull this whole room into the gate, and you watch as reality is inverting in on itself. And this gate is almost just like sucking, like indenting the world and like pushing it through on itself. And you all are now like pulled into this thing, and there is this like snap of you for a second feel like your whole body's about to crumple into just like a little cubic foot, like a little trash compactor. And there's just this like whiplash that you feel, and you are now standing atop a very dry, very hot desert peak. It does not look like you're in the Shadowfell.
Fuck.
And
I'm lost.
as you look across from where you're staring at, there's a chasm about 40 feet long. Standing on the other side is Alara, facing you. Behind her, you see an impossibly large black steel trident that is buried in the mountain here.
100 years. Fuck.
Behind that trident, you see Varric with shackles, as he is like got these black tendrils that are like tethering him to this trident. And you all watch as there is this just like gray cloud that is like rapidly approaching you. And you hear shifting of rock as you look and you realize what you thought was just like dark volcanic rock are actually huge black tentacles that have almost been sitting here for so long. They've been collecting dust and almost camouflaging to the rock as they slowly like unravel around the peak that you're on and descend down the peak. As that happens, just due to their sheer size, the whole structure that you're on just like shakes a little bit.
Sandara, I don't know if this is real or not. This was just supposed to be the Shadowfell.
This is certainly not the Shadowfell.
No,
Is Varric standing?
He's kneeling.
alive, I think.
I punch Cass on the shoulder. Did that hurt?
Yeah, you feel it.
Okay. I walk over to the chasm. Alara, do we come over to you?
You watch as that gray cloud has now completely like it's covering like one face of the mountain and one face of the chasm. So the whole like scene that you're seeing is almost like cut in half. And part of it has just like been encompassed by this like gray mist. And as you yell, you feel your voice almost like bouncing off of something. And you don't feel like it's getting through. Varric,
Yes.
as you have been sitting here for longer than you can remember, just completely tethered, just shackled to this trident, and with your only roommate for as long as you can remember being this kraken that you've slayed.
Mm-hmm.
You just feel another presence, and you turn and you see Alara just standing on the other side of this trident, like with her back right to the cliff. And over her shoulder, you see Cass and Sandara just like you see Cass like mouth something like he's yelling at you. You don't hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
And as that happens, you watch as this gray cloud begins to move towards you. And you watch as you just kind of become enshrouded in this mist.
So I can't see anyone else anymore?
You can faintly see the silhouette of Alara just watching you. You can still see the trident buried in the ground, and this mist almost has like a substance to it, where as it's moving through, you watch as it just like collides with the trident and then just like slips off, and you can feel it like it's almost like a mix of like a fluid and dust, and like it's tangible but not tangible, as this like shadow stuff is just like flowing through by you and around you. And
So
as
I
that
can't
happens,
cast
what's
for
that?
Lara.
You cannot see Cass or Sundara. You can vaguely see Alara because she's close enough. Your visibility is about 10 feet.
Does it look like she's doing anything or just standing there?
She's standing there just staring at you. As this shadow stuff is just moving past you, you watch as, almost like leaping out from the shadow, you see a landscape appear. Almost like out of like this Play-Doh-y material, there's like this apparition of like this dense jungle and a beating heart. And then it flows away. You get another apparition of, closer now, of just a beating heart. And something like serpentine swimming inside of it, inside of one of the chambers, as it beats and starts going very quickly and like flows away. You see another flash as like these shapes are just like kind of jumping out at you of a flat landscape and another beating heart. And there is this like something now looming over you as almost like a ship or like a UFO or something that is like coming at speed and then just like gently landing like right atop you, as all this shadow stuff is just like furled away, and you feel the pressure of the space getting very compact here as you see this huge white mask just looming over you, as you see just like this visage of the Raven Queen. The mask itself looks like it's made of almost like some like chalky stone. It's like pockmarked and it looks ancient, like it's just been like ravaged by like just aeons.
Like a bone mask?
Almost. Like it's not perfect and smooth, like it looks like it from far away, but as you get closer, there's like very clear like imperfections in this thing. It looks like it was carved out of, I mean, yeah, like bone or some kind of chalky rock, as it's just probably about 15 feet above you, but in blotting out the sky. And as that looms over you,
How close is it?
it's about 15 feet.
I'm gonna try and reach out.
So you stand. I mean, you're probably like tall enough. And as you hold out your hand, it almost like comes down a little bit and you touch it. And it is warm to the touch. And it feels like bone. It's just like completely dry. There's almost like pores to it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something initially comforting about touching it.
Mm.
Yet you realize you can't bring your hand away from it.
Oh.
And you notice it begins to descend.
Onto me?
Yep.
All the way?
I mean, it's going. I mean, I would think instinctively you bring another hand to try to like keep it from crushing you.
Yeah.
And then instinctively you start to move back, and then you hear the like snap of the tendrils that are keeping you tethered to the trident. And it hits the trident and stops, and you're almost like holding this giant mask up. And there's this like brief moment where you begin to hear like the whole mountainside beginning to like crack and groan under the weight of this thing, as you're kind of like, I don't know, like the, fleshy bolt that's like connecting the mask to the mountain beneath it and you hear the trident next to you just begin to like creak, and then it snaps, and the trident gets buried about a foot down, and you also begin to drop. And it happens again, and this mask is just like getting closer and closer and closer, and then you feel something stop and give. And you look in front of you, and you see your son Atlas helping you hold this thing up. He looks, again, like he's maybe like 15 or so years old, about like 6 feet tall, kind of lanky. This time not wearing like the armor or anything like that. And as he just like helps you hold it up, he just like almost like effortlessly just like releases it, and it almost like kind of floats back in the air like a balloon. And he just walks over to you and puts his hand on the back of your neck and just like touches his forehead to your forehead.
So good
Hey, Dad.
to see you. You know, you have a sister.
He just nods and says, I missed you. But everything that happened for a reason. And I am asking you, as your son, take care of my sister. And it's okay to let me go. I'm gonna be okay. And as he says that, you watch as like his chest almost like puffs out a little bit, and like these tendrils are like shooting off of the mask and attaching to his body and creating like this black armor that he begins to just like get comfortable in. And as basically he like apparates this armor around him, you watch as he like reaches up, and you watch as the mouth of the mask just slowly opens, and he reaches inside of it, and you see there's this bright light as he pulls out this like great sword that's just made of like complete white light, and like walks around you. And as you kind of turn to follow him, you watch as he raises it above his head and just brings it down on the tendrils that are shackling you to the uncaring embrace of the sea. And with one swipe, just like buries the sword in the mountain next to the trident. So they're both almost like crisscrossed, like completely on each other. And as that happens, you hear this like almost like screaming and hissing from beneath you. As the mountain begins to shake, I would say you probably are only noticing like your son looking at you. And as he kind of steps up to you, puts his hand on your shoulder, I imagine you put your hand on his.
Mm-hmm.
He just says, "My queen has had her eye on you for some time. You may not be a priest or a paladin or a crusader, but you have a very integral role to play in the end of the next chapter. I hope you find your purpose, Dad. Something tells me you're pretty close. Don't give up. And he kind of squeezes your shoulder, and you watch as that black smoke begins to come back, or that gray mist begins to come back, and it begins to, like, from his back just move towards you, and it's once again kind of like flowing past you, and you feel him begin to become less and less tangible.
I hold on as long as I can.
Okay, as you hold onto his shoulder, you feel it almost like your hand go through it, and then you reach for his arm, and once again it's like smoke and marshmallow that just kind of like vanishes. And with that, you once again, for whatever reason, just imprinted in your mind is that vision of one beating heart, and then it goes away, and then another beating heart, and it goes away. And with that, Cass, as you are you still holding the cubic gate?
Yeah, I assume so. It's still in my pocket.
Okay. Well, I'd say as this happened, like it's like suspended in this.
Oh,
Like it's connected
part
to
of
this,
the
like,
gate?
yeah.
Oh no, no, no! I'm not holding it.
Okay,
If
so
the
you
portal
would.
is still open, I'm in front of it.
It's. I mean, the only word I could use to describe this, unfortunately, is just like an invagination of reality right now.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense.
So, like, you begin to hear like the gate begin to like shudder, and you turn around, and the cube is like looking like it's under a lot of mechanical stress right now, and you begin to feel once again that pull. Um, and you hear this like crashing sound as your vision kind of goes dark, and everyone just kind of gets like scattered to the floor, and you hear this huge thud as you're back in the room. Varric falls on a broken table. All these bowls clatter around him. Um, and Alara is the only one in the room who's standing. And Varric, you are awake, alive, and at 1 hit point with a -4 to all attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws.
Forever?
No.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll walk up to Alara, give her a squeeze on the shoulder, and then a hand on Varric's chest.
Take a hand and grab Alara's hand.
Who's down hit points right now?
Yep.
Yeah.
I am.
Okay. So she first is going to use her preserve life ability to give 20 hit points to Sindara and Cass and 25 to Varric. And then she's going to drop a 7th level Mass Cure Wounds for another 38 on top of that to everybody.
Wow.
Good.
Pretty much up back to max.
So I grab Alara's hand and pull her close. I just say thank you. And then I grab around my neck. I've had this 500 diamonds. I just put it in her other hand.
You watch as she doesn't even look at the pendant that you pulled off. As you slip it into her hand, she literally just puts it into a pocket immediately.
Cool. Love it. And then I look around. Where's Sarah?
She's outside. I can go get her.
Wait. Did you tell me she wanted me?
Yeah, well, she told me to.
Come here.
I come over and give Eric a hug.
I hug her back. Also say thank you. And I assume Cass is close enough for me to wrestle a hug out of him.
You probably have to like walk Sundara over, but yeah. I mean, easy enough for you even with a -4.
And then I'm gonna sit back down. Because I am tired. Exhausted even.
You hear some rushing footsteps from the other side of the door, and then like you can hear something like collide into the door, like jiggling with the handle.
Go unlock it.
Was it locked?
Yeah.
You before you can even get to the point where you unlock it, you just like hear the sound of like wood creaking, and she just straight up pulled the handle through her side of the door, and the wood just like splinters, and there now is just this huge like shotgun blast of wood that's like missing from the door, and she grabs the door and like pulls it open, comes through, and then just like runs up to you, Varric, grabs you and like picks you up and kisses you and hugs you.
I don't stop any of it.
Yeah.
I reciprocate.
And then she like pushes you away, grabs you by the armor that you're still wearing, and like pulls you down to her level. And she whispers in your ear, "I am so fucking mad at you." And she's gonna drag you out of the room.
Okay. I'm not gonna fight any of it.
She like stops and like pushes you against the wall a little bit and turns over to the rest of you and like points her finger almost like accusatorily, like in your general direction, and then just goes, "I love you guys." And then pulls Varric out.
God damn, I'm glad we didn't tell Natasha.
I mean, I wasn't going to until Sarah said it was okay, so. Yeah, I don't know if I could deal with him dying again. Is this just like the consensus among all of us, or?
Yeah. Yeah, it gets rougher every time.
It's only the third time.
That's a lot of times to die, buddy.
I got a couple more in me.
Well, we did it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh,
Samugi. We'll figure that out tomorrow. or
Samugi
tonight.
absolutely brutalized every person on that ship and then
Yeah.
disappeared in a cloud of smoke. And I have zero doubt that he would have killed all of us as well.
Good to know. Good to know.
I
The crown is still
looked in
cursed.
his eyes and he was not there. So that's we're gonna have to find a way to get him back or his soul back. I don't know.
can we just turn it off?
Yeah, I mean, even doing that would be. You're not here.
Yeah, you're not.
As
Oh, I didn't know this was in game. I thought we were.
Getting a
no,
save.
no, no.
Well, then,
As you all say that, Alara looks at you both and says, "Samugi, put on the crown."
yes.
I told him not to do that.
Oh,
I don't.
situation
Yeah.
is dire. Well, he's probably going home, so we at least know where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
Do you even know how to remove the curse?
No idea. But I know a damn good
Well,
cleric who does.
she closes her eyes and actually smiles. You can tell with your passive insight, you could tell that you saying that meant so much to her, and she doesn't want to show that. But it's hard for her to hide. She opens her eyes again and just says, "Thank you, Cass. We need to get access to a wish spell."
I think wait
Which
a
is
few
why
years.
I couldn't have handled it in the first place.
Ooh.
Oof.
We need a wish to take it off, or a wish to... Surely we can just knock him unconscious.
No, that's not gonna cut it. There are powerful artifacts that would allow one to do this. That's one of the things I was trying to get help with from my brother, as he's an expert in these matters. I've got some leads, but I don't think any that you're gonna like. But it's been a very long day and we have a lot to talk about because I have other information.
Can I just get a general gist of what type of information? Is this another like world-ending event type of information?
She looks at you and just says, "I don't know." Well,
Good.
I guess out with it at once. I'll give you the short version. So, this information obviously is all secondhand. My brother is he's a he helps my he helps an asshole with the FETC who's very high up, who has been expending a lot of resources in basically investigating some strange activities out by Sarek's Run with this out in the Serpent Lord Shrine. Now, what the going theory is that the body of Karsus has an actual heart that has some kind of function to it. And since Faraday gained access to all of basically the the footprint of the inevitable, he made his way down to the Serpent Lord's shrine and attempted to access the heart. And something or someone killed him.
What?
What?
Are they dead?
Well, he's not dead. He's back in his tower.
I mean, I'm not here. I'm just.
And you're not dead either, so yeah.
Okay, so
But,
it's well guarded.
well, that's the thing. It's not. So, the FETC sent an elite team to investigate. And what they found was that the ruins of the Serpent Lord Shrine were completely unguarded. They apparently found the body of Alexei Faraday, in addition to all of the vestiges of the inevitable, which they then confiscated. They also found the heart of Karsus. And they're apparently studying it and trying to find ways to uncover its function, which is where my contact got involved. But the whispers I'm hearing is that whatever was done to the heart has already been done. And I don't know what that means.
So we did something and it killed him, and he kind of was expecting that, probably.
I don't think so. Because no one... Maybe? Because from what I hear, he's sort of just sulking in his tower.
Love that.
He has everything he needs.
And he just stopped.
He just gave up? He's not going back to the heart to...
He left his body there. He left all the vestiges of the inevitable there.
So
Are the vestiges inert now?
I don't know. I mean, the door was opened, so that part of their function was seemingly not important.
Door was open. And the heart's just... doing something, but no one knows what.
It's under guard by the FETC, but they can't seem to do anything with it. It seems like Faraday's lost interest. Which...
Why would Faraday lose interest? That's like the type... 100% the type of person who doesn't lose interest.
I was thinking about trying to just set up a meeting and ask him what happened. But I remember last time I did that and you all got mad at me, so I was going to bring it to you first. But then all this happened.
I actually think that might be a good idea. I mean, we gave him the pieces.
he immediately revived Beaumont. He's not a man of his
He
word.
did. Oh, absolutely not. He also told Elhorn where we were and then proceeded to wreck all of his clones, so...
By the way, I got more information as to all that, and it turns out Beaumont has been alive for quite a while.
How long is quite a while?
Like, pretty much since, like, before everyone went to Langston.
Are you fucking with me?
So that's another thing that Lucian told me about that felt like we should know. So if anyone is going to clash with Beaumont, it turns out he's been kind of in hiding and faking his death for months, which makes me worried that he's very ready for things and he's got plans. So I think first things first, I am going to continue doing research on how to gain access to a wish by which we can use to free Samugi. And can we all say out loud that is... I'm not asking this question, I'm saying it, but I want everyone to out loud agree with me, if you feel this way, that that is absolutely worth the wish spell, right?
Yes.
Zadara hesitantly nods.
Hmm.
It's a dangerous spell, Alara. That's all I'll say. If
Well-
there's no other way to do it, then I'd say we take our chances. But
Another thing to consider, in addition to... This isn't just selfishly trying to save our friend. I think there's also an argument to be made that having the King of the Black Sky running around in the north is not going to be a north problem for very long.
I mean, you don't have to convince me. I love Samugi. I want him back. I'm just saying that if there was any other way, I would have loved to also see if we made sure we considered it.
Well, this...
Because it
No,
is...
that's not insignificant. The other option would be killing him.
Okay, not gonna do that.
Again,
I'm just saying that the reality bending powers of Wish can also just destroy the caster. So it's kind of not a
well,
get out of jail free card summon.
I don't think I'm proposing that we try to bring that on ourselves. I think the best way to gain access to a wish spell would be through an enchantment. And if that's the
Guys.
case...
We had the deck.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah, but you have to pull randomly from the deck.
We've
It's happened before.
happened before.
We got it.
What?
We did. We got it. We got the wish, dude.
Not free.
Jesus Christ. That's insane.
Yeah,
So,
we are crazy.
with that, Alara just says, look, I will worry about that part, and I will look into options. I didn't think that he would put on the crown, so I thought we had more time. But the more I learn about the King of the Black Sky, remember how we were all worried that Faraday was going to end the world?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically, Faraday walked in, and he was a hair away from doing that. And we basically gave him everything he needed to do that. And we got lucky. I don't know what happened, but either he tried and failed in a way that wasn't catastrophic for the rest of us, or someone somewhere intervened. What I'm saying is, the more I learn about the King of the Black Sky, the more I'm getting to a point where I'm thinking it's almost as big of a problem. The king went into exile at right as that empire was accelerating, but historians believed that if he had not vanished, we would all be speaking Hangul right now.
So okay, just need a wish spell. prevent a Hongul takeover?
Well, and it's not just a Hongul takeover. I mean, it's pretty clear that the entirety of the royal family has been possessed by demons. So there's that.
Okay.
Look, today was very long. And obviously there's the whole question of what the fuck is going on here and why are you getting attacked by an envoy from the queen? She seems so cool.
Yeah, her and Beaumont are trying to take over the city.
Yeah, they're trying to turn it into some weird rich people utopia or something.
Even stranger, her ex-boyfriend proposed this weird thing to fuck her over.
And he's a devil. Or a demon. Yeah, still up in the air.
Okay, so you've all been busy.
Fun.
I'll be honest, if you need help with that, feel free to ask, but I'll be honest, I'm a little jammed up with this wish business. So, do you need me to get involved with that?
I mean, it's probably
Your
better for you to do the wish thing and, you
seems
know.
more important.
Yeah. Because we can't do anything about Smoogie until that gets figured out, it seems. So,
Well, I need my brother. We can figure this out. I'm going to go back to Orphan. Actually, is this going to happen again? Are you going to get attacked again?
Eventually, probably.
yeah.
Okay, so let me figure this out. I will try to spend as much time here as I can. I will need to make trips back and forth, but okay. Let's not. You guys don't need to worry about that. I'll figure it out. Okay. She just kind of shrugs and just gives you both a big hug.
Good luck.
And she
Safe
goes,
travel.
gotta go. So with that, the two of you are just standing there.
Boy, this day
Wow, crazy
really,
about that Faraday thing, right?
yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
surprises.
what I wouldn't give to just see his dead body just once.
I don't believe that he just gave up.
No, I don't either. He is not the type to give up. He was so persistent. Do you remember when he just hunted us down in our dreams just to tell us, like, hey, F you, give me my shiz?
Yeah, he's worked for this for so long. Which means someone, something is or did protect it.
Think? Would it be absolutely crazy to just ask him?
Why would he tell us? Why would he be friendly with us?
I mean, he has no reason to dislike us anymore. He seems like someone who only talks to people to get ahead, right? And right now he's like very, very far behind. So I don't know, maybe he'd be willing to talk to us because we'd have something to offer him. Have no idea what, but I'm just so curious. I want to know what's going on with the heart.
Maybe he's desperate. I think we need... I mean, it was kind of the plan, but now it's weird because Samugi, we need to like find a wish thing to help him, but like we need to go to the shrine. We need to...
Yeah. Maybe. Do you think Faraday would have some sort of wish artifact? We know he has. He's got so many.
Yeah, we need to go get those artifacts. Right? You think that?
Oh,
Okay.
the ones in the.
Yeah, we could just
I
take
mean,
them there.
yeah. But we have to go through the FETC now, right? That's what Alara's saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we should take them back.
Yeah. It's kind of like we were the previous owners, so
Mhm.
they rightfully belong to us, I think.
Kind of. Maybe a stretch, but I can see where you're going with that. I mean,
Hey, do
why
these
don't we take.
amulets? Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
Do these amulets work like once and then that's it, or once per day?
Yes. Once, and then that's it.
Okay.
I mean, I could re enchant it to a different circle.
No, that's good. It's good to know.
But it doesn't count as casting a spell. It just like happens. It's an auto trigger. So maybe we talk with everyone else. Well, okay. Well, not Smoogie. I forgot Smoogie has gone.
Just me and you.
I mean, and Varric. He's alive.
Alive.
In an earful.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know if Sarah's gonna let him out of his sight. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't if I was Sarah.
Could be the end of Eric.
That poor family.
Well, I mean, I, I vote we talk to Faraday and then maybe find our way to the shrine, while Alara finds us a wish. Faraday might also have a wish thing, so another good reason to.
I don't think he's going to work with us, but if you are confident enough that we can set up a safe meeting,
You
we'll
could do
help.
it under the guise of visiting my sister instead. Because I did meet up with her when we took some time.
Can you just get the information out of her?
Hmm.
Maybe. Probably not. But I could try.
Ah, yeah, you guys have a great relationship.
We have a relationship, that is for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I could talk with her and see what I find out. And then we could go from there.
Otherwise, I think that's a good idea. Figure out if he will let us know, or if we can figure out what went wrong, and then go there while we wait. I just, I mean, this seems kind of inappropriate, but like, can we just go in a goddamn cave? I'm tired of
I
talking to
mean,
people. I'm tired of fighting people. I
no, I get it.
just want to go
Yeah.
in a damn cave.
I had a dream the other night about chain lightning, just like goblins. I think it was because there's so many on the ship that's kind of they've gotten to my dreams, but yeah, I absolutely decimated them. It was, yeah,
I mean, that's satisfying. At
it
first,
was very satisfying.
I thought you meant goblins that can cast chain lightning,
Oh,
which
no,
is
no.
terrifying.
I mean, I felt really bad because all the goblins on the ship are they're kind of nice, but yeah, it was just,
I don't think about it a lot because I think they're children, but they're goblins, so it's like it's a little weird because how long do they live? I don't know.
I
So
mean,
I
yeah.
just don't think about it.
So, I guess we take the night before we do any plans because I don't know about you. I like look down at myself. There's just like holes in all of my various parts. Kind
Yeah,
of ruined today.
I kind of blacked out for a little bit there.
You mean when you fell unconscious?
Yeah. I mean, I got hit and then I was somewhere and then I was somewhere else. Pretty great. A little bit of a rush. I'm gonna go make my way back to
I'm sorry, what?
what?
What? Did you say it was a little bit of a rush? The dying part? Like the
It's
part where you were unconscious and bleeding out and
hey, I can give the amulet to you and you can it's strange, but it's not bad. That's all I'm saying. Listen, you seem a
I'll
little bit
pass.
straight edge. All right, I've been places. I've done things.
We did tincture together.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay.
Well, how do you
Let's.
feel? How do you feel about that, real quick? How are we feeling on the ethics of
On tincture?
Yeah,
Oh,
consumption of it.
I mean, honestly, the ethics are hot garbage, but that's kind of just what this whole world is, so freaking whatever. Maybe one day I'll find the energy to try and be a positive force for this world, but right now I'm just trying to keep you all alive and keep myself alive and figure the rest out, I don't know, in 150 years or something.
Oh.
Maybe start a school, I don't know. But right now,
A school? A
right
school
now,
for
tincture's a
what?
thing, capitalism's a thing, magicians are trying to destroy the world. 17 curses on one man, you know? So, if you want to do some tincture, let's go blaze it.
Go for it.
You know what? I like that attitude. I'm gonna go. I think I know somebody. I'm gonna leave.
Okay. So, Sindara cast leaves. Anything else you're doing with the rest of the day?
Where's our ship?
Your ship is doing victory laps around the Mortal Promise right now.
Love that. Gonna let that keep happening.
Cool.
Wait, have you guys decided to talk to Faraday without me?
No, we're
We
gonna go to
haven't
sleep. We're gonna take a
decided.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We're probably gonna get high as hell tonight and just chill.
Yeah, I'm going to Barrelback Bill if he's around. I know this man has to have tincture.
Okay.
Alright.
You can find a Barrelback Bill. Maybe we'll just start there, because I feel like that might affect the rest of the night for everyone else. You find Barrelback.
Hey, good fighting. Did you fight?
Of course I did. I got scratched right here.
Good man. So I look around a little bit. In celebration, me and the crew were thinking, man, it's been
Yeah.
a while since we've had some good tincture out of Karsus Folly, and I mean, let's be real, you're
Oh,
the only
Lovey,
man.
are you serious, Lovey? You're looking for tincture?
Well, just a night celebration.
That's disappointing. You know that's people.
Listen, okay, I don't need the moral lecture from you. I've seen how they're made. All right, I know what I'm doing, but they're gone.
Well, once you
They're gone. They're gone.
Oh my God! No! It's the Cassius. That breaks my heart. The body's gone, but the soul is precious and it's sacred. And those fuckers just put it in a liquid and they smoke it and snort it and drink it. You got to educate yourself on this stuff, mate. You can't just you don't want to be messing with that stuff, mate. That's not good business.
Way to go, Barrelback. Way to go.
But I have lived like 3 different lives, it feels like. So, I mean, using it is pretty cool. It's pretty unique. I mean, not that it makes you a cool person, but it's just if you throw aside the ethics. Listen, I have gold. Do you have it or not?
Yeah, no, I don't have it.
Ah,
Why would I have that?
I don't know. I thought you'd be the guy.
What? Why would you?
All right.
I feel like you don't understand how tincture works. It's the souls of other people. So like,
No, yeah,
they
I
don't
wait.
go to their
Yep.
they don't go to their gods,
Yeah.
or their hells, or their heavens, or their afterlife. You just drink them, and they're just annihilated from existence. And it's sort of like the the ethics of it aside, the metaphysical implications of literally a soul is something that should only be created and funneled back into the mechanisms that have been set up by the old gods, and you just completely take that out of it, and it could be contributing to the very breakdown of reality itself.
All right. Well, you've just confused me and made me feel bad. So,
I didn't
no,
mean to make
no
you feel bad,
tincture.
Cass.
It's all right.
No,
No, I think I deserve
I
it.
don't have it. No, no, I look, I don't look. I being out and doing what you do is hard, okay? I know that. And I don't want you to feel bad. I just want you to know what it is. Like, I'm all for, like, I've got green bottle reserved for days, okay? I've got this guy at the halfling farms. He doesn't give a fuck, all right? He gives it to me under the table. We've got a sweet deal going on. I've got some dirt on him and his grandfather and the sort of stuff they're dealing with. I'm not above any of that. But just,
Alright,
with this
alright,
one
alright.
thing,
Yeah, yeah.
just be careful. That's all. Like, I don't want you to feel bad. Like, and yeah, ethics aside, it sounds fucking sweet, but so if you do it, that's I won't think less of you. But just
No
might be
tincture,
worth
no
thinking
tincture.
about.
Okay, I got it. This is a...
Well, look, if you all need to, tell you what, it's on me. I will get you something almost as good.
Hey. My man, Bill.
So, I mean, I imagine Varric won't be partaking, but I've got it's a green bottle elixir. It's not even released yet.
Oh, you got really under the table stuff.
It's fucking from the vat. It's not even, it doesn't even have a label. It's green bottle, no label. So
I like what I am hearing, Bill. Okay. I'm gonna go prepare.
okay, yeah, go prepare. I'll tell you what, I'll bring it to your rooms. Just use moderation. I've actually never tried it myself, and I know it's enchanted. So if things get too weird, you could maybe try to dispel it from yourself. So maybe keep on it, Andy.
Keep that in mind.
But yeah, if you and your friends want to pop off, then I'll have that ready for you.
Thank you, sir. And
I've also
walk
got.
disappointed.
I'll sweeten the pot too. I'll bring it by with an assortment of Dalmiri stinky cheeses.
Oh, I'm sure the crew will love that.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, never mind then. And he turns around. Okay. So you found Barrowback. Maybe surprised by how that encounter went.
I didn't know he's such a stand-up guy.
I,
Sundara, are you doing anything with the rest of your evening?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Are you getting drunk / magically high with Cass?
I mean, I figure Cass will circle back at some point. I think Sundara's just gonna go back to the ship,
Okay.
say hi to the goblins, but maybe not look at them also. Check on everyone else on the crew.
Okay. So we'll say as you get to this point where, the rest, you kind of allow this day to kind of wash over you, kind of like processing everything that happened. As Varric is just locked down by Sarah for a bit, basically getting a long rest imposed on you. You will go down to a -3. on all your stuff instead of a -4.
Okay.
Um, um, uh, as we come to the evening, if no one else has anything else, Dunsparrow is going to join you, Cass. She's going to seek you out and try to spend some time with you. And we will actually come back to how everyone spends the rest of their evening next week, I think. And we can kind of chat through the week as far as which of the many directions you all wish to go, as unfortunately, whenever one door opens, there's just like more and more choices.
Feels like every session, like where we're going changes. We like step in a different direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, or in like a different pile of shit that gets stepped in. Yeah.
Or maybe a landmine.